Winter has always been a battlefield in Europe, and the bed was one of its front lines. Before we get into this, if you value deep, practical history like this, take a moment to subscribe to Warpaths of Europe and like the video. This channel exists for serious history enthusiasts and survival-minded viewers who want methods that actually worked. Now, let's go straight to the practice itself. The Christmas bed warming ritual was a deliberate heat management system, not a superstition. Across medieval and early modern Europe, especially in colder regions of Britain, Scandinavia, the German states and Alpine areas, Christmas marked the point when the harshest cold had settled in. Families prepared beds using controlled heat transfer rather than relying on body warmth alone. The core of the ritual involved heating the sleeping space before anyone entered it, sealing that heat in, and reducing overnight heat loss. This was survival engineering using household tools. Hot stones, bed warmers and bricks were the primary heat sources used safely and repeatedly. Stones or bricks were heated near the hearth, wrapped in thick cloth and placed between layers of bedding. In wealthier homes, metal bed warmers filled with embers were used, but the principle remained identical. So, heat was introduced, but not actually generated by the sleeper, you know. The stone was either removed before sleep or left wrapped at the foot of the bed, just providing this gentle, radiant warmth for hours on end. These days, the application is really simple. Just heat a dense object like a brick or a stone in an oven or near a heater. Wrap it up securely and place it under your blankets before heading to bed. This, in turn, reduces the energy your body needs to stay warm overnight, which is quite handy. Layered bedding was always arranged to trap heat, not to look decorative or anything like that. Beds were built with straw mattresses, wool blankets, and heavy linen sheets arranged in a specific order. Heat sources went below the top layers, never directly against skin. Wool was essential because it retained warmth even when damp. Linen was used to manage moisture. Today, this translates into using natural fibres like wool blankets over cotton sheets and, well, avoiding synthetic throws that trap moisture and make you colder by morning. You know, curtained beds and enclosed sleeping spaces actually reduced heat loss dramatically. 4-poster beds with thick curtains, they weren't just symbols of luxury. Nah, they were real insulation systems. Curtains blocked drafts and, well, they created a smaller microclimate around the sleeper. Now, families without such beds would use hanging blankets or just position their beds away from exterior walls. You can actually apply this yourself by sleeping in the smallest room available, blocking drafts, and using heavier curtains or even temporary fabric barriers around your bed area during extreme cold. Shared sleeping was, well, intentional heat conservation, especially during those long Christmas nights. On the coldest nights, family members shared beds, not really for comfort, but for efficiency, you know. While this might not be all that practical today, the principle still applies, honestly. Think about shared insulated spaces, reducing room size and using layered sleeping systems during winter power outages or fuel shortages. These methods kept generations alive long before anyone had central heating. They remain effective because, well, physics hasn't changed. If this sort of grounded, practical history matters to you, do subscribe to Warpaths of Europe, like the video, and share it with someone who's preparing for winter. Knowledge like this, it only survives if it's passed on.